Hello everybody. I'm going to continue with my little study of Spiritual Unfoldment 3, but yesterday we discussed the journey of the body and the power that we get. Now today we're going to discuss the second aspect of which is the soul. And while I was having a look through this, I'm also studying this. Well, I have studied it many years ago, the stars and the chakras, and astrology of spiritual unfoldments by Joan Hodson. It's also a book from the White Eagle Lodge, and it's actually a beautiful book. And here it gives a lovely White Eagle gives a lovely, very helpful description of the mystery of the soul, of the ensoulment of the word, the spirit. Confusion still exists concerning the nature and functions of the soul, and also of the spirit of man. Once spirit comes down to dwell in the flesh, it starts to create what is called a soul. For soul is that part of man's being which is built up through experiences undergone by the tender inner self of man during incarnation. Soul can further be described as a feminine aspect of man's life, the mother principle. Soul of the world is made up of the feelings of the world. The soul of a nation is created by the feelings of the people of that nation. In esoteric teaching, you will always find the soul referred to as representing the mother or feminine aspect of life, the second principle, the first principle being the divine will, the father or the masculine aspect. In Genesis, the story is told how the woman is taken from the region of the heart of the first man, Adam. While Adam lay quietly, God brought forth from him his rib or heart, the woman, the second principle. We should learn to recognize the importance of the soul, this woman aspect. Lacking a soul, the first principle in man could not continue to evolve. Adam needed that second aspect to complete him. He has to become ensouled to enable him to live fully. Soul gives feeling to the self of man, and it is the intuitive part of man. The coming age of Aquarius will bring the mother or a woman aspect of life into greater prominence. In other words, it will usher in greater development of intuition and an increase of soul power among the peoples of earth. I just thought that was quite nice confirmation of what we were reading in Spiritual Unfoldments 3, where it says here, this brings us to the second aspect of man's being, his soul. For in his physical life, and through using this precious gift of will, free will, he is learning to discriminate, to select the material which creates his soul life, his soul body. Don't think of the soul as something separate and apart from the physical life, or the soul life as a state to which we shall pass with the death of the physical body. For you live in a soul world now, and you are selecting now, through your own free choice, the material being built into your soul home in the world of spirit. You speak of spirit people living in the spirit world, but really, are they better described as soul people living in a soul world? in the world beyond, we find conditions made manifest and actual which have previously been created and which are being continually created by the thoughts and desires and emotions of man during the physical life. This soul world and those who live in it are not far away, somewhere up there, but all around us. We have said many times that as man is today, so will he be after death. Excuse me. Thus, if in daily life you build pure and beautiful substance into the soul body, then when man comes, you are released into the world of light, beauty, and clothed in a body of light. There are beautiful homes over there, but these are not always waiting and ready immediately the soul is released. If a person lives hampered by pessimism, heaviness, darkness, resentment towards life, conditions and people, so in the beyond, he will wake up into a similar condition, yet sustained always by loving companions of his spirit and by the guidance of his will, the divine spirit within him, ever arguing him onwards or urging him onwards and upwards. A man's quality of soul is born of the experiences garnered through many lives on earth. Thus, when reincarnating, the soul brings back into physical life soul qualities acquired in previous physical existence. Kindliness and love are the two great attributes from which the soul draws, and which draw to the soul the more beautiful substance, and therefore the soul body that becomes sensitive, beautiful, refined, will necessarily vibrate and respond to the beauty of the next world, to which a coarser soul substance cannot possibly react. When a man vows to live in love instead of hate, kindliness instead of cruelty, refinement instead of crudity, his soul substance is refined through purified emotions and desires. The soul body is the temple referred to by seers and sages and prophets of old. The temple not built with hands, but by thought, aspiration, and effort by the master mason, the divine spirit working upon the rough ashlar of the physical life and experience. So that's the body, the soul body. Now we're going to move on in the next reading about spirit. And as you see, the body, mind, and soul are all intertwined, and it's basically how we just live our lives with positivity and love, how we can overcome the challenges that often befall us. Have a lovely day, everybody.